If earth peace is to herald the dawn of the new age, realize that
humanity is one's only religion, breath one's only prayer, and consciousness one's only God.
in order to further his vision of new life awakening for earth peace and the evolution of human consciousness, Yogi Raj Siddhanath founded the Hamsa Yoga Sangh, a non-profit organization. A Siddha by birth, Yogiraj Siddhanath was born on the 10th of May 1944. He is descended from the ancient Solar dynasties of Ikshvaku Ram, custodians of the science of Kriya Yoga. Educated in Sherwood College, Nainital, he spent his early years in the Himalayas with the great Nath Yogi, in whose presence he was transformed. The divine transformation flowered after his deep and personal experience with Shiv Goraksha Babaji. Blessed with this direct experience, Yogi Raj Siddhanath has crystallized the essence of this wisdom of the oldest of yogic traditions, the Nath Sampradaya, into the teachings, practices, and services performed by the Hamsa Yoga Sangh.
Hamsa Yoga Sangh is the spiritual evolution of consciousness. This is one of the most comprehensive enterprises ever undertaken by humankind, besides which the greatest of physical achievements pale into insignificance. The Hamsa literally means the swan, and the swan symbolizes the soul. Yoga is an inner ascent through ever more refined and ever more expanded spheres of consciousness to get to the God essence which lies at the core of your own being. And once you can contact this divine indweller, you can contact the universal indweller. And Sangh means such an organization, such a gathering of souls which flow along the river of time, learning the ancient yogic practices and then themselves gradually transforming themselves into the divine God essence. Hamsa Yoga Sangh has a definite mission statement. We are meditated to the furthering of human awareness. We are dedicated to serving humanity as one's largest self. And we are devoted to making your lives and those of others the happiness on this planet. If earth peace is to be brought about on this earth, we must all realize that humanity is one's only religion, breath one's only prayer, and consciousness one's only God.
At the foot of a little hand-built Shiva temple on the gentle slopes of the forest realm, in the valley of Sitamai at Simhagad, lies the Hamsa Yoga Ashram. Located 30 kilometers from the city of Pune, the ashram shares the same sacred soil which spiritual masters have enlivened for over 5,000 years. The support system at Hamsa Yoga Sangh makes an individual's journey through the materialistic quagmire simpler and self-realization easier.
We do have a good support system that wherever we go in the United States of America or Switzerland or Italy, we have teachers who can give you the support system and teach you and guide all newcomers. In India also we have a good support system. And of course, principally, I am not a teacher since I do not teach. A master does not teach. He gives the direct experience. You see, the teacher teaches very systematically and in an organized way. The master catches you, he shakes you and he wakes you up. So I'm a waker, movers and shakers.
Hamsa Yoga Sangh conducts body-mind-soul integration seminars and workshops for professionals, youth and school children, where the simple yet highly effective yogi techniques perfected by Yogi Raj are taught. Their practice brings in a rapid inner transformation, which helps the practitioner realize his true potential. Besides organizing the Master's Satsang, Hamsa Yoga Sangh organizes new life awakening camps in the country and abroad. These are intense day and night meditation camps, where the seeker gradually transforms in the presence of the Guru, and each moment becomes a revelatory experience. Quite simply and effortlessly, Yogi Raj reveals to the initiated and the uninitiated alike how, at the level of consciousness, all humanity is one. Thus, acting as a catalyst for positive change and towards inner transformation, Hamsa Yoga Sangh helps you witness your innermost self flowering and evolving into a newer being. Let not precious moments slip by. Seek now the ultimate truth. Jiva Hamsa, spread your wings to fly, immortal realms which death defy.
Drop the mind and open your heart. And we pray to the Divine to let the love of our hearts flood the hearts of humanity, to extinguish all hatred and to stand triumphant in love. A great victory for we as humanity, as one person, as one being. We should have reversed the order, but it doesn't matter. They'll make them walk a little the front line. When I touch you, I'm going to give you this out of the body experience. I'll touch you here, you go, you walk back, sit, and then don't move like this. No, just sit, free of the chair. Free of the chair, sit. Visualize you're the white swan and fly up into the skies. Your soul will move out as the swan out of your physical body. So don't be nervous, it's a very beautiful ride. It's a very beautiful expression. So you'll go up and out. Some of you will go up and out, and some of you holographically will go out from all directions. Depends on the type of person, the type of soul that you are. Some like it one way, some are evolved the other way. So be a child. No doubting, no questioning at all. We are here for the fun of it, the experience of it. We have all the days of good hard work and mind stuff in the office. Here there's sort of a facility of immediate fulfillment of desires. So you're going to get an immediate satisfaction, but it is no use of me giving and spoon. This is more than spoon feeding. I mean, spoon feeding is external, but if I go internal and I breathe through your breath, if I'm breathing through your breath, will you please pay attention to me? If I breathe through your breath, then that is as intimate as it can get. There can be nothing more intimate than you can face the truth that humanity is tied by the self-same cord of love through the medium of breath. Say after me. Humanity is tied by the self-same cord of love.
Tied by the self-same cord of love.
Through the medium of breath. Feels good. I feel good. I'm very excited about breathing through your breath. And deeper, and to the sensitive of you, it will be appearing as though I'm pushing your breath up effortlessly and I'm pushing your breath down effortlessly. What more of a luxury do you want? Talk of luxuries, you have a person to breathe for you. Today you say, I couldn't care less, I'm very tired. Oh, Guru, please breathe for me. There you go. I think even the President of America or no one in the world has this luxury. You have a secretary to breathe for you. Breathatory. Boys and trinkets, you have to follow the straight path and merge into God. If you read my poetry on karma, how many of you read my poetry on karma? If you read that poetry, a lot of confusion in your minds shall be washed away. A lot of the garbage in the mind will be flushed away. I'm saying read this because my only purpose is to facilitate a better meditation for you. My purpose is to cleanse your mind of all unnecessary things which are dominating your meditation to God. You will notice that the day your boss speaks badly to you in your office or your negotiations go bad, the fellow behaves like a fool. That whole thing during your meditation is going wrong and you cannot control it. So you're a total slave to your mind. And then somebody asks you, says, oh, I'm president of so-and-so. Then say, oh, Gurunath, what are you? Oh, I'm chairman and spiritual head of this thing. Oh, damn your spiritual head and your chairmanship. I mean, you can't control your mind, Gurunath. You can't be chairman, you can't be the president, you can't be the vice president. The president means being the president of your thoughts and minds, being able to switch on and switch off as and when you like. And you are a yogi, true, if you let your mind lie subservient to your consciousness. Your mind is your instrument, it's not your boss. So don't let the mind boss, don't let it get hooked onto something. God is the only thing your mind should be hooked onto. Then you are saved. Then that is salvation. And this alone is the prime purpose of our existence. This and this alone is the prime purpose for what we live and for what we die. That, O Lord, when I die, let there be thy form and image in front of me. Let no other thought be marshalled before my mind's eye. Now, Barry, I wish you wouldn't make such a noise with that Velcro or whatever you're zipping off. What are you doing? Okay. You finished? So, we are going to do this. Yes. Human to her, you know. Any woman can leave the man she loves and go with another man whom she loves. It's not bad, it's human nature. I mean, today I can be having wine, tomorrow I'll say, oh no, I want beer. It's not bad. I'm just saying that the steadiness of the human mind is not reliable till the human mind is fused into the constant consciousness. Now that is a very ultimate statement made by Sri Yukteswar, because the whole universe is in a flux. The whole universe is changing. So a changing mind cannot judge another changing mind. Only a constant mind or no mind can judge another mind. Because it is all stable. It's the background of all what is happening. So therefore our endeavor should be, O Lord, as far as we can help it, O Lord, as far as we can help it. So in this world of relativity, it is very difficult to have a constant. And as Sri Yukteswar says, as I believe through experience, that unless you are anchored in the divine consciousness, you cannot be constant or stable. You have to be moving and changing. So that's a part of life. It's a part of the game of life. And those who are more constant in their nature and are less affected by other outward material things, they are closer to God. The less outer phenomena affect your inner state of mind, the closer you are to God. That's why you see little things which disturb little minds are disturbed by little things. And the great deep minds are not even disturbed by the greatest catastrophes. They are still constant. In joy and sorrow, light and dark, He ever that eternal spark. In joy and sorrow, light and dark, He ever that eternal spark. In honor and dishonor too, the constant yogi ever knew. These are beautiful verses I've taken from Guru Nath's poems. Because I like his poems, they're very inspiring. Of course, I must confess to you, I do not, if somebody says, do you know them all by heart? I would say no, because I would forget them, because some were written in a mad state, some was written in a state of frenzied love for God, some was written in a psychological state, but they serve to point, they serve to benefit what I'm trying to say. And to give an example, that the constant, that's what the yogi should be, In honor and dishonor too, the constant yogi ever knew. And the other one is that honor and dishonor, name and fame, money and wealth, and name and fame, to him a mere doll's wedding game. I used to see this, my sisters and these little girls playing the doll game. And they used to get the dolls married. The one doll used to come and get married. And the elder mother also helped and made cookies and laddus and all for the wedding celebrations. Because the mothers had a lot of time, I suppose. But they helped the daughters to get them married. One was the girl doll, another was the boy doll. And the boy doll used to come with trumpets and great pomp and show. And they used to meet the girl doll, and then they used to marry them according to the marriage ceremony, and there were presents exchanged, and in the bargain everyone had a good meal, the boys' side and the girls' side, so it was a big game. And I saw that in the place that we lived in, the mansion, only the doll's house was a little bigger than this hall, and we could really go into the doll's house, and there were little chairs and tables, but those were made such that even a full-grown man could sit on them and have a little meal on the table. And there was a kitchen place, a fireplace, then a little well from where the water was drawn, and the wood was chopped and everything, and there was a great celebration. And around it was a huge terrace. So to a yogi, the whole drama of life appears to be like a doll's wedding game. It just shows, I think it's a beautiful verse which shows that how little you should be affected by the ups and downs of life. After all, it's a dream. All of us are going to leave this body casement, and let this body go as a snake would leave its slough, and rejuvenate into a new body. We should aim higher, think of the deeper aspect, the true essence of our beings is divine, incorruptible. It's not a corruptible body, but a divine soul. So to the yogi, the game of name and fame is just like a doll's wedding game. It's not more than that. So it doesn't matter. Oh Lord, you should pray. It matters not what I am in human eyes, because they themselves are imperfect. It matters what I am in thine eyes. And if the whole world were to cast a slur on me and disgrace me, and you are smiling on me, O Lord, I rejoice in the sunshine of thy smile. But if thou art sad and dost not like my ways, and the whole world doth glorify me, O Lord, I am doomed to the deepest hell. This is what my thought is. This is what I'm saying. I'm not composing poetry. I'm just spontaneous. I'm telling you what I've thought. I'm telling you myself. And that's why people don't come to the yogi. They don't come to the master to learn from books, the Bible and the Gita and the Synoptic Gospel. They come to learn from him as to what he originally is, what he originally does. That's what they come to him for. And he is a true master who would genuinely not hide his spiritual secrets from his disciples and give them what they should have. And if you want to learn from the Bible and the Gita and the Quran, go to the teachers. Don't come to a master. The master has no ego balm for you. He cannot teach you. He awakens you. And he will awaken you from your slumber and your sleep, which apparently is so sweet. And your eyes are heavy laden with honeydew. You know the sugar sleep in the morning, 4 to 8, 4 to 6 in the morning. That's the time you don't like to get up. I had a friend and I had a disciple, and the disciple hasn't come today. But anyway, I was sleeping with him once, and at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, his boss's phone came. This is America. Hey, get up, Matty boy, get up, you bum. What are you sleeping? Get up. There's money on the roads. Get up and do the job. He has to do some salesmanship job. He says, oh God, this is my boss shouting at me. Get up, there's money on the roads. Get up. He said, this is my beautiful sleep. I was having a dream of Babaji and Sri Yukteswar, and this fellow's ugly voice comes. Some Brazilian Latino boss or something. He says, get up, you bum. There's money on the roads, man. He says, get up and make a move on. So, this is what, there are ideals, but that would be missing the mark totally, you know. If this is the purpose, definitely money is important, we respect it. It's called liquid Lakshmi. Lakshmi that flows. So everybody loves liquid Lakshmi, you see. But you cannot love it more than God, because she, in the picture you saw, she Vishnu is reclining on the eternal serpent of eternity, and Lakshmi is pressing his feet there. So if you get Vishnu, you'll get Lakshmi automatically. That's the goal. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and then all other things shall be attached unto you. You see, it's no use having $1 billion with a crappy mind, which is always telling you, jump over the cliff, life's not worth living, jump over the cliff. I wouldn't like an Onassis mind or something, I'd be in hell. Onassis had the most beautiful first lady. He had Jacqueline Kennedy, and he also had his whole Greek island and his Greek, he was a big magnet. But his life, his state of mind was a mess. I would rather be a healthy, strong body, roaming in the trees, just sufficient to get me around, and my mind and heart bubbling with joy, singing the glories of the Lord. So if you're in heaven and have a depressed and sad mind, then it is not good. You have to get over it. And you will get over it. It's not impossible. Because God, even if you sit for 5 minutes, God will note your effort. And when the time comes, boom, the sad mind will go and it will be lifted and you will be happier and happier. But don't lose heart. Don't lose determination. Keep going. Keep going. And the good effort will be yours and you will be victorious. I promise you. Fight the good fight with all thy might. Think of the positive. So if you have a dumpy mind, a damp squid mind and a negative mind, then even in heaven you're in hell, I feel. And I feel that if you have a good and happy mind, a mind of love and joy, and you go to the deepest hell, you'll still be in heaven. So it is not the actual physical location or the up and down location, but it is a state of your awareness. It is a state of your consciousness. So what you have to try to be is in the Krishna consciousness, in the Christ consciousness, in the Buddha field, in the Nath Mandal. So we are here in the Nath Mandal, the Mandal of the Lords of Immortality, who are the guardians of humanity and guardians of the universe. The Nath Mandal is the greatest field of spiritual magnetism, of spiritual evolution of consciousness. And now I shall request somebody to get me a hot cup of tea, because once I started the breathing, I couldn't sip the tea, because saying hamsa, and I found that I got myself trapped in the thing and I cannot let the people down. So everybody doing hamsa, and I was looking at my tea. See, that is the mind, you know. The mind is a diseased being. The mind needs to be sympathized with and pitied, not shunned. So help your mind. Please help your mind. It needs help. It needs your support. You means the soul. You have to get it out of the dumps and the dire situation it is in the mire. We all know, we all been through difficult times. Sometimes we ourselves bite our own lips and it hurts, my God. But we cannot curse anyone, because in chewing very fast, we bit our own tongue. How many of you have bitten your tongue sometime or the other? Raise your hands. Now look at this, just see this, how similar we are. Can't we rejoice in the fact of our foolishness? My God, it's bad. And then we tell ourselves, shh, tell no one, we haven't coordinated our tongue with our teeth as yet. What is the level of our IQ? I like that. I'm so happy I took this feedback. It says that human beings are so similar in many ways. Just imagine a person in Scandinavia biting his tongue, a person in India and Ceylon and China doing the same thing. We bite our tongues.